Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, weight loss community. Welcome, welcome to our Saturday weight loss community sessions. While we're here, actually, before we start, I want to make a few quick announcements before we go straight into it. Before members disappear, I know it's a Saturday. You want to enjoy your Saturday. I've got 4 quick announcements. The first one is the t-shirts. If you didn't know, the 29th of November, I'll be walking the Soweto Marathon. A couple of other weight loss community members, they will be participating, and I've created beautiful custom t-shirts. You will get them for free, but you need to fill out the form, right? So the form, let me just add that into the chat. Please, if you haven't filled in the form, you won't get your t-shirt, or you just won't get your t-shirt on time. Okay, so please do so as quick as possible. This t-shirt is for free. You don't have to pay anything. It's for free. Okay. Worst case scenario, depending on how far you are, you may have to pay for the delivery, right? Worst case scenario. But if you're nearby, around Gauteng, most likely it's going to be for free. So please, 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 please fill out that form. It's very quick. Your details, size large, size medium, size extra small, whatever it is. I've just dropped it into the chat. Cool. Yeah, cool. Please answer it. And then another one is that most of you already received messages. I'm talking to the people specifically who are under my profile, who I coach on a day-to-day basis. I've mentioned on the Wednesday session that I'm transitioning all the members from my profile into I'll be transitioning them to either Coach Tandega or Coach Godwin. The main reason I'm doing this is just the capacity, and the main goal is to grow the community, make it the best community in the world. But it's very difficult for me to do so if I'm still doing other activities or other responsibilities where I've got other coaches who can easily do it. They've got the capacity, they've got the passion, they're qualified. So I'd rather them do that while I focus on printing out your t-shirts, focusing on the sessions, and just making the community the best thing possible. Okay. So yeah, most of you did receive the messages yesterday. We are still in that transition period. Don't need for you to reach out to Coach Godwin or Coach Tandega. You will receive that message from Coach Tandega or Coach Godwin on what to do next. Okay. Thank you for the members who responded. Thank you for all the members who understand. Thank you, community. And lastly, the 15% discount is still on. Most of you did take advantage of that 15% discount where for the next 3 months, 3 months minimum, you will get a discount on your weight loss community membership. Take advantage of this opportunity. We all know what happens December. I don't want you to waste or feel like you wasted your money in December when you know very well you need a couple of months for you to really lock in your habits and for you to get your results within the weight loss community. 15%, go to WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp team Pressure will send you the link, and then everything will be done. Okay, community, welcome to our Saturday session. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, right? Let me just do this while I share my screen. First things first, guys, can you hear me? Can you see me? Can I please see the sharp signs, the reactions, please? Can you hear me clearly? Can you see me clearly? Okay, there's some sharp signs. Good. I'm going to share my screen in the next few seconds. Let me just do this. Okay, what's going on now? You should be able to see my screen in the next 3, 2, 1. Cool. Let me do full screen. Let me do spotlight. So welcome to the weight loss community sessions, right? We have these sessions to coach you. Pretty much, I'm here to coach you. I usually host the Wednesday and the Saturday sessions. The next session that will be hosted, it will be on the 29th, and that will be from Tandeka, right? She'll be breaking down the tips for December, the tips for festive season, how to overcome certain challenges that come with the festive. But for today, I'm hosting it. And the main goal for our Saturday sessions, we tend to break down a common or sometimes an uncommon weight loss topic that I will help you overcome when it comes to your challenges. And ultimately, I'm here to coach you, okay? But coaching has 2 aspects, okay? Coaching from my side is firstly, I need to remind you why you started your journey, your why. Why are you here in the first place? What motivated you for you to go to my social media, click the link, make that purchase, fill in the form, be part of the community, do your bare minimum. Why are you here, right? Because we're all here for different reasons. Yes, this is the anti-diet weight loss community, but your why, your reasons for weight loss could be way different compared to mine. So I'm here to remind you why you're here in the first place. But also, I'm here to prevent you from going back to your old ways. I like to call it your default setting. Want to experience a little bit of inconvenience, a little bit of discomfort, and discomfort could be just having bad weather. Discomfort could be cravings, right? Discomfort could be not being sure about yourself. I'm here to prevent you from going back to your old ways. I'm here to help you to build better systems, better habits, better beliefs within yourself so that you can overcome the day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month challenges. Because ultimately, this is a journey. And since it's a journey, last week, right? We spoke, actually had a very reflective session, super reflective. A lot of the members were quite emotional with our Saturday session, and we discussed your why. Okay, what is your why? And I clearly mentioned during that session that you cannot think your why, right? You cannot be too practical about your why because you need to remove the logic out of it. You need to remove your brain out of it. Because think about it, guys. What is the logic of your weight loss journey? Just invest in your health and fitness. If you keep investing, just think about it. Remove your emotions, just use your brain. If you keep investing in your health and fitness, right? Eating the correct foods, maintaining calorie deficit, whatever it is. I'm not just talking about exclusively within the weight loss community. The day you want to run a marathon and you join a running club, right? The day you want to be a vegetarian, you want to hire a dietitian or nutritionist, right? The day you want to optimize your hormones and you want to partner up with a endocrinologist, which is a hormone doctor. If you keep investing within your health and fitness journey, you will get a return, right? You will get benefits long term. So think about it. If you stop now, if you just stop investing in your health and fitness, that doesn't make sense mentally, logically. So the problem is not the logic, but also the problem is not the practicality. Because when you think about it, our plan, the weight loss community's plan, the bare minimum, the fasting, the steps, the calories, those are so basic habits that produce great results. And that's the bare minimum you can do. It does not matter if you are actively losing weight, maintaining your weight, or actively gaining weight. You can still do fast. You can still walk your steps. You can still track your calories. So it is the bare minimum you can do. But the day, like I said, you want to do a little bit more, you want to become a scorer, you want to become strong, you want to run fast, you want to be more healthier, right? I believe some certain plans can be a little bit more difficult to sustain. Like let's say the gym, some people cannot afford to go to the gym or they just don't like the gym, but you can at least walk. So the plan is very practical. Bit of walking, a bit of fasting, a bit of tracking your calories. It is very simple. And I mentioned last week that the problem is the emotions. Emotions dictate where you go depending on who you are and your perspective at that time. Okay? Emotions. Oh, okay. Let's do it like this, right? Emotions shape your weight loss journey ultimately. And what do I mean by emotions? Everybody's chasing a feeling. We're running away from the feeling of being overweight, sick, confident, well, insecure. Or you're running towards the pleasure of being healthy weight, you've lost the weight, you're fitter, you're confident in yourself. You're all chasing a feeling. So emotions really dictate your weight loss journey. And this could be on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis. Just because you had a great Monday, it doesn't mean your Tuesday will be the same. Just because you had a great morning, it doesn't mean your afternoon or your evening will be the same. Just because October was the best month within your weight loss journey, you lost a lot of weight, it doesn't mean November will be the same. It's a journey. You will go through the peaks and valleys of emotions, but it all depends on your perspective and who you are. So we're going to kind of continue from where we left off last week, but we're going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to focus on pretty much the emotions. Okay. Tell me, guys, when it comes to emotions, emotions can be an anchor or can either can be an anchor within your weight loss journey, or it can either boost your weight loss journey. You can be the person on the left who every time you experience certain emotions, it feels like it's a huge mountain you need to overcome for you to keep on progressing, for you to keep on staying consistent within your journey, right? It could feel like you're going to war. It can feel like you're slaving through your emotions so that you can progress. You can be the guy on the left, or it could boost your journey. You can supercharge, turbocharge, just increase the chances of you achieving your goal, right? You can be the picture on the left or picture on the right. But I want to ask you a question. This picture that you see here, if you had to describe this picture in one word or in a short sentence, would you say this person, this lady in the picture, is happy, is sad, scared, sick? How would you describe the expression, especially the face, right? I want to see some at least three guesses. Is this person happy? Lebogang says anxious, good. Les says depressed, good. Khonsi says worried, good. These are actually very close, right? She's confused, right? You see, Ona says conflicted, so we are aligned, me and Ona. Conflicted, Neo says scared, right? She's confused. As you know, social media is very impactful, but with all the information that we get every day, you will get some type of information that will enhance your weight loss journey. It becomes very difficult to take action, right? On social media says you need to restrict yourself for you to lose weight, right? Then a doctor says you need to take supplements for you to lose weight. Then a trainer says you need to lift weights for you to lose weight, right? Then your family, your friends, people who are influential in your life say, no, you need to just drink water to lose weight. All this information can be very confusing and you don't know what to do, where to go next. This is a normal feeling. And remember, guys, this could happen on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month level. So you may feel secure right now, but maybe later on in your journey, you may be like this person, kind of confused on what to do next. The next one, how does this guy look? Right? Happy, excited, scared. What emotion does he show off in this picture? Tired, sad. Okay. Khonsi says nar, worried. My Una says defeated. Yeah. He's tired, hopeless, definitely nar. So this guy, he is definitely he's regretting, right? It's Friday, right? He probably was too lazy or too tired to create a meal or to pick the healthiest meal that you can find. So he ordered some Uber Eats, he ordered a big platter for five, but he ate it by himself. And now he's looking at the food, he's like, but why do I keep doing this? I said I want to lose weight, right? I said I want to progress. I said I want to make better changes within my life. A year has already went by. It's already December. 11 months have already went by. I told myself 2025 is my year. Enough is enough. But look at me. It's 2025. There's 30 days left of the year. Why do I keep doing this? This person is experiencing regret. And like I said, some of you can experience this on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, even moment-to-moment basis where you regret your actions or you regret how you feel. Okay? Last one. Last one. This lady here, how does she look? Would you say she's happy? Would you say she's excited? Would you say she's in love in this picture? Is she not? What's going on? Is she hopeless? Liz says she's sick. Let's see. I need two more guesses. Yo. Noah says unsure, nje. Khotsi says discombobulated. Zolega says contemplating. Uh, Gundi says caving into her guilty pleasures, unsure, guilty. Yeah, she's experiencing shame. The fact that she has to hide herself, because this is supposed to be a work cabinet, right? She's hiding herself and she's eating her snacks in hiding, right? This is the painful feeling that you may experience on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis, right? So since we've identified these three emotions from the pictures, right? Confused, which is number one, regretful, number two, or even shameful, number three. Tell me, right? Would you say these emotions are positive or these emotions negative? I want to hear your perspective. Are these emotions positive or are they negative? Okay, interesting. Lebogang says negative. So like I says negative. Khotsi says thumbs down, negative, negative, negative. That last one, the lady is me, and I'm here sometimes negative. So these are negative emotions. The feeling of being confused, the experience of being regretful, right? Or just going through shameful acts that you can experience on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, or even moment to moment basis. What I believe, these emotions, it depends. They're not bad, also not good. All depends on where you stand in your specific perspective. And that's what we're going to discuss today. Okay. So we started with the first lady, which is confused, right? I believe confusion could be good and bad. It all depends on where you are within your specific journey, your reality, your perspective. Why is that, right? When it comes to, why does this keep doing this though? Right. Let's just move it back. Let's just move back. Give me some time. Cool. Confusion, right? Confusion could be that trap you always fall into, right? It could, or confusion could help you spark something better, something a little bit more positive. Let's go a little bit deeper, guys, right? When it comes to confusion, what happens during that confusion act, right? You will lose trust in yourself or lose trust in the plan, right? Leading to decision fatigue. You don't know what to do. You overanalyze, right? You know everything about weight loss, but you don't want to take action. And it could lead to inconsistency, right? Why does it start off with loss of trust? Why do you lose trust in yourself or lose trust within the plan? Because your conscience, your body always marks register, always remembers the multiple times, sometimes 10 times, 20 times, 50 times when you said this year is your year. This year you're going to lose weight. But why hasn't it happened? What has changed in your life for you to get to this point where it's difficult for you to lose weight? Was it a point where maybe you're just lazy, right? Or there are some changes, external factors that happen in your life that make it very difficult? Or maybe you just didn't know. That is why some people, they will just join the plan and work the plan and achieve the plan. Some people, they need you to have a presentation. You still need to prove to them. You still need to show these testimonial, and they still won't work the plan because they don't trust themselves, meaning they don't trust the plan because they've failed multiple times. Maybe they needed that accountability. Maybe they're just lazy. Maybe they didn't have a strong why. You lose trust in yourself or you lose trust in the plan. And by the time you decide that, okay, let me do it, let me jump on the plan, right? Or let me start my weight loss journey. Like I said, social media has so much information, you start over analyzing, right? Your brain can only take so many decisions in a day. You don't know, should I drink water? But coach said I can drink coffee. But what if I work night shift, and if I drink coffee at night, will it hinder my weight loss journey? But if it does hinder my weight loss journey, is it because of the caffeine in the coffee? But that shouldn't break. You see, you go through this constant over analyzing and you just get tired to the point where you don't decide, right? You don't make that first step, you don't take action. And even if you do that, take that first action, since you don't trust yourself, since you overanalyze everything, you become inconsistent. And if you're not consistent, you won't get the results that you want. So this is the trap of confusion. This is the negativity. A lot of you can relate to this part on the left. But this is a duality. There's a negative in every positive, and there's a positive in every negative. Nothing is really just negative. You can find something in every negative. You can find something positive in every negative. What is the positive about this, right? Being confused could spark what? Learning. But you won't just go through surface level, right? You can go a little bit deeper, right? As you know, I always talk about you need to find a plan that is sustainable for your lifestyle. Once you know your lifestyle, what time you wake up, do you work a 9 to 5? Do you have kids? Do you have other arrangements or commitments outside of work, right? Once you took that time and you really invested and even wrote it down that this is my lifestyle, right? It will take you to that path where you do take action. And then remember, everything opposite of your goal will come and disturb you or challenge you before getting to that goal. So the day you do your learning, your research, and you decide that I'm going to join the weight loss community, I'm going to do the fasting steps and calories and understand why fasting works, understand why tracking my calories works, understand why walking works, right? What's going to happen? The day you say tomorrow I'm going to start walking, what's going to happen in the morning? Laziness. Everything opposite of your goal will disturb you before actually achieving your goal. The day you say, tomorrow I'm going to start tracking my calories, eating healthier, what's going to happen the next day? Cravings. Okay? The day you say, I'm going to start fasting, what's going to happen the next day? Fear. What if I pass out? What if I experience low blood sugar? But through this path and deciding and using confusion as a spark, you start building self-reliance. How many people through the 40-hour fast, they actually experience that actually I don't have to eat all the time. I thought I was hungry in the morning. I thought I was going to die in the morning, but in actual fact, I can fast a bit longer because you've built that resilience. You went through that first hump of fear and confusion. And your confusion became what? A spark for you to move forward. So confusion, it's not completely bad. It's not completely good. It all depends where you're standing and your perspective and your history when it comes to weight loss and your beliefs. So I always say it has to start from you first. Okay? Another one. We mentioned that this is regret, right? This person regrets eating that unhealthy foods. Is regret bad or is it good? Let's understand a little bit better. So when it comes to regret, goes back to that confidence, right? You don't trust yourself enough to make that decision. And then you go through that phase of self-punishing yourself. I wish I started in January. It's already November. Even if I start a diet right now and incorporate a diet into my life, right? I'm gonna find the most restrictive diet that may produce results, but won't give me long-term results because it's not sustainable. A lot of people still look at diets, or even starting their weight loss journey, as punishment for not taking action in the past. Why did I let myself go this far? I had the chance to start with Coach Kopano in August when he started his Squatter journey. I had the opportunity earlier this year. Why am I starting now? And every time when they eat that healthy food, they look at it as punishment instead of looking at it as what? As a seed for you to become better. Every time I eat that healthier food, stay in my deficit, drink my water, I'm planting a seed to a better me. But most people look at it as a punishment. That is the painful feeling of regret. This is where it becomes toxic and negative. And you get stuck in the past because you failed your weight loss journey 10, 20, 50, 100 times. And you get stuck there. Instead of looking at it, okay, now I see my flaws from the past. I'm going to adjust them to work better for me currently. What what made me fail in the past? I lacked accountability. I didn't know what was my why, right? I always picked out a restrictive plan. But now I found a sustainable plan. I've got accountability. I've got a coach. I found my why. So what happened in the past, it happened in the past. But most of you stay stuck in your past and it leads to this painful feeling of regrets. This is the negativity that you may experience every day, every morning, every Sunday, every other day, every month. But what is the positivity about regretting? Same thing. It forces you to know better, learn better. And once you know better, you tend to do better, which will be your motivator for you to take action and for you to enforce change. And whenever you're going through those tough times, like I said, the day you say you want to start eating healthier, cravings come knocking on your door. When you go through those cravings and you know what is your why, it helps you clarify your value. Why do you want to lose weight? I want to lose weight to feel confident. Why does confidence mean so much for you? Right? Because whatever reason it may be. So during those tough times, you are clarifying your values by reflecting on your past regrets, but also aligning with your future actions because now you know your why. You know your core values, you know your goals. You don't want to lose weight just for summer, but you want to lose weight for the person who you want to become. So regrets, just like confusion, it's not ultimately bad. It's also not ultimately good. It all depends on you. I'm sure we've met somebody out there. No matter what good news you have to share, they'll always find something negative to say. The problem is not the news, the problem is that person and their perspective. So usually you need to adjust your perspective. Look for the positivity in whatever challenges that you may be going through. Another one is this lady who was shameful, right? Hiding her snacks, right? She knows she has a weight problem, right? She could easily eat these snacks in front of her colleagues, but she chooses to hide. Why is this bad, right? It's bad because if you are hiding, you put yourself in isolation, and since you into yourself, you go through that process where you start hating yourself, start hating your actions, start hating your body. Right? There's one video that I watched on TikTok of a guy who's extremely overweight, I think 5, 6, 700 pounds. And he mentioned that his colleagues, his friends, his loved ones always say, we don't see you eat. How you keep gaining weight? How much weight have you gained so much in such a little bit of time, but you don't see you eat? He says he eats in his car, he eats by himself, he's always hiding because of that shame. And when you're shameful, you start to isolate yourself. You don't want to be social. You don't want people to see you eat, right? Because you're always in your head. If you order, let's say a junk food, you're always anticipating someone's going to say, "Ay, o rata dijo." You like junk food. But if you order a salad, you feel like you know someone's going to say, "Ay, mara wena, why are you eating a salad? Are you trying to lose weight?" So you experience this constant shameful act. And for you to avoid those type of questions, you isolate, you eat by yourself, you hide yourself, right? And then you start hating yourself. But it is the opposite of that. It helps you to start that awakening. Remember, most of these emotions that are inherently negative, the shameful, the regrets, and the confusion, for you to switch it up and find the positive, right? It usually happens as an awakening or seeking out new information. That's why we have constant reminders. That's why we have multiple forms of accountability. That's why I post so much on social media. That's why even within the community, it's a communal setting. We could have done it one-on-one, but it wasn't going to be as impactful within your weight loss journey. So sometimes you just have to reach out to the right person or the right platform to begin that awakening, to spark that growth, that learning process, right? And then you discover your enough is enough moment. You're tired of feeling shameful. You're tired of what food has done to your life and to your body. Food is supposed to be sustenance, but you look at food as a huge emotional pillow which has led to who or where you are right now. But that's okay, because this will help you build empathy for yourself. Sometimes you just didn't know. Sometimes your biggest problem was your environment. You grew up in a family where everybody is overweight, right? Everybody, they said, oh, we are big bone. We come from a family that we are big. That's all you know. But now, since you know better, you have to do better, but you have to empathize with your journey. It is going to take some time. Couple of weeks, couple of months, sometimes even couple of years. It's a journey for a reason. And through this journey, over time, you will build that resilience. No matter what, how tired you are, how bad life is, you're still going to work the plan. You're resilient towards the journey. You choose not to give up. You always look for an opportunity to get better, even though you may not be perfect, even though you may not be getting the results or seeing the results that you want immediately, but you're still resilient. You're still putting your best foot forward. Because as much as you haven't lost, let's say 2 kgs this month, if you're not part of the plan, if you're not consistently investing in your health and fitness, you could have easily gained 2 kgs and kept on gaining. So this is where the resilience comes from. Okay. And with the confusion, a lot of us start here, becomes very paralyzing. You go on social media, there's me, and there's Coach John, and there's this fitness Pani Palesa, and there's this fitness bro, Matthew, and becomes so confusing for you to take that action. But with the right clarity, with the right education, you're able to set your path and becomes easier for you to keep on going. A little bit easier for you to keep on going because you took the time to educate yourself and now the journey is clear. You know you're going to do this. I'm going to work this plan for X amount of months or X amount of time. So most of us start here, but ultimately we can become this person. Even with the regret, can become a trap, right? Poor me. I'm a victim. I should have. I would have. When you can easily help you to motivate and improve your future with your habits. Yes, you did order Uber Eats, but you can portion control. Yes, you didn't meal prep, but what do you have right now? Track those calories. Yes, you don't have water or you didn't buy the lowest calorie drink. It's only high calorie drinks in your house. Learn to portion control. Take that action that will motivate you to keep on going. I don't want you to be perfect, right? I just don't want you to stop. I don't expect you to be perfect, but I do expect you not to stop, no matter what, including the shameful act. When you are isolating yourself, I know there's certain people within the community and that I've met through my years who still are very secretive about their weight loss journey. They don't share, it's like a secret, they don't tell anybody. They try to isolate themselves. And even out there, some of you who are listening to this, you still experience this shameful act because I can see with your actions, you are ghosts. You're in the community, but you don't engage, you don't ask questions, you don't share your 2 cents because that's a shameful act. You may feel like, you know what, whatever I'm gonna say or comment, they may not like it because you don't like it. So it's a shameful act. But I want you to get to this point where the shameful act awakens you for personal growth. You know that person who hides food, right? Who puts themselves in the corner. You look at every opportunity, every moment as an opportunity, no matter how negative it is, no matter how positive it is, for personal growth, for you to become better, for you to become the best version of yourself. We're all chasing a feeling, guys. We're all chasing a feeling. Yes, having a six pack is nice, having big arms is nice. Yes, but what does it represent? What is the feeling that it gives me having big arms? The feeling of I've put in the work, put in the time, I am consistent. People know that I'm consistent because my arms are big, and that's the feeling that I get. I feel good about myself. Yes, we all want a flat stomach. Yes, but what does it mean besides the BMI and all that other scientific facts? I know what it took for me to get to where I am. And people know this is valuable and people know that it's rare. And that's the feeling that I get because they look at me as admiration, as awe, and you know how much effort that you put in. We're all chasing a feeling. And that feeling that we get is not ultimately bad, right? It's not ultimately good. It all comes down to your awareness. A lot of people they just lack awareness. Just like a lot of you didn't know that you can just walk and lose weight. A lot of people didn't know that. But once you are aware, once you know better, you have to do better for your journey, especially when you're going through those challenges, those obstacles, so that you can prevent stagnation. You are progressing somehow, somewhere. Even the scale could be stuck. But if you look at your calorie tracker for the month, I've been eating healthier over time. If you look at your step count for the month, hi man, I am getting fitter. I was averaging 9K and I'm averaging 11K based on the feelings that you experience every day. They're not completely bad, they're not completely good. And once you are aware, this gives you the control over your emotions. You're no longer that person who reacts, you respond. There's power in responding. You don't just react. And over time, those challenges turn into opportunities because there will always be challenges. Doesn't matter if you've already lost 10 kgs or you just started the last week and only lost 10 grams. There's always challenges, but you need to position yourself to look at every opportunity in every challenge. You need to decide because every emotion is neutral, but it gives you meaning depending on who you are and where you are. So allow yourself to feel. Your emotions are not completely bad, they're not completely good. You need to just position yourself and restructure or even rebuild, right? Or remember your why. And once you know your why, you have that internal motivation to keep on going. So that was today's session, guys. I've got some few chats. Let me see. Nomfundo. What is Nomfundo saying? Oh no, confused that where I am right now. I even told Coach Tandega that I'm going to pause for 2 months and see next year because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. You, coach, and other members are losing weight. I feel like I'm stuck in one place. So when you say you feel like you're stuck, number one, are you losing weight? Right? Are you progressing? Could be the scale, could be the clothes, could be how you feel, okay? And even let's say you are progressing, let's say you're losing a kg, right? Are you comparing your kg to my 3 kg? Are you comparing going from a extra large to a large? And you're comparing from me from going from a large to medium? Because that's also another thing members or just individuals tend to do, right? They compare their wins to another person's wins, but our journeys, our lifestyles are completely different. Maybe you can explain a little bit further for me, Nomfundo. Ultimately, are you progressing? Gundi says environment. Live out loud for sure. Yes, environment is everything. Environment is everything. That's why this community is the way it is. Live out loud for sure. Nike shy. This is Nike shy. Okay. You don't have to be shy. That is a belief. Okay, let me ask you this when it comes to being shy. If you're really shy, you'll be shy with everybody, your friends, your colleagues, people that you're comfortable with. You're only shy in uncommon areas. You're only shy towards strangers, people that you don't know. So ultimately, you're not really shy, you're just uncomfortable. Why are you uncomfortable? Do you feel like they might judge you? Do you feel like you might say the wrong thing? Do you feel like you may not be presenting yourself to the best? If you handle those other things, the shyness is still there, but becomes less and less. And most time when people say they're shy, it's an identity problem. I also believe I used to be very shy, in fact, in high school. But if you look at my social media, you wouldn't say I'm shy anymore. I still go through shyness, but it's something that I had to let go of and become better. Khonzi says, Nomfundo, we're in the same WhatsApp group. Absolutely no movement on the scale, but if decided to keep on going no matter what. Yeah. And ultimately, also external factors could impact your weight loss journey. Stuff that you don't have control over. There's many members within the community who had to pause or let go because injuries. Some members are going through financial issues, right? Personal, family challenges. And those are outside of you. Those are external factors. You can use those external factors to push harder, or maybe you may need to take a little bit of a break. Instead of repeating the same mistakes, maybe you need to sit down and see, maybe this season is not the season for me. Maybe this environment won't help me out, you know? But this is, I've tried everything else. I'm just choosing to stay with the plan that's sustainable, challenging, and my cholesterol, insulin, internal of the, I'm reading this wrong. Let me read it slowly. I've tried everything else. I'm choosing to stay with the plan that is sustainable. Okay. It's challenging, and my cholesterol and insulin is all good. Aesthetics would be nice, but I look at the example I'm setting for myself and my son. Okay. So Khwinsi has a clear why. It's not only for herself or just looking good for social media, but setting an example for her family, as she is the most influential person for her son. So that's a very, very strong why, Khwinsi. Thank you for sharing that. Yo. Mpo says, all I want to say is I trust the process, it works. My friends don't believe me when I tell them that what I have been doing to lose weight. They feel like I'm gatekeeping, gatekeeping the secrets. Failure is not an option. Exactly. There'll always be people who see, but they cannot recognize. That's why they say you are gatekeeping, because their experience of weight loss is it has to come from a pill. It has to be restrictive. It has to be super difficult, right? They've never really invested in themselves. That's why they don't understand. But maybe the day they invest in themselves, you guys will be in the same boat. They now understand that actually it's not about the plan. It's about how hard and how consistent you are with that plan. So it's usually like that. The people around you, they'll be the last people to will be the last people who give you compliments and shout you out. Lebron says, I'm not shy with my community. The best thing that's happened to me, but Instagram, I want to surprise them, laugh out loud. Okay. So the community, you good, but you want to surprise Instagram. Okay. Hopefully the reaction that you're looking for on Instagram, you get it. Because also the Instagram can be, you know. This is I am sad. when people are sharing their wins and picks, definitely. But I'm happy for my fellow scorers and aspiring to keep going. I've convinced myself that one day I'll get a pleasant surprise on the scale or pictures. Yeah, with you, Khunzi, it's very tough because it's not a matter of you lazy or you're not working the plan or the plan does not work or you don't show up. The problem is inside the hormones and the internal changes that are happening, which makes the plan a little bit difficult for you to get or even to see the results, you know? So it becomes very extremely difficult. And there's been a lot of members who were in a similar boat. Maybe they've lost a kg, but other members have lost 5 kgs, or members who have had PCOS or insulin problems. That's when it becomes extremely discouraging because you're working, but the results that you want, they're not resulting, they're not showing up. Becomes very discouraging. Una says you are me, Khunzi, on that one. But a lot of wins for fellow scorers also inspire me. Oh, excuse me. And boost my belief that Lena, I can do this. Yes. So we're all on this more or less in the same boat. We're all more or less in the same boat. Some members are in a way different situation, but we're all doing our best every day. As long as you don't give up on yourself, even if you look for other forms for you to get to the next level, just don't give up on yourself because it's going to do so much more for your insecurities and it's going to decrease your confidence in yourself for you to take action and for you to commit to a plan and commit to a journey. So yeah, this was a very interesting session. A lot of members, coach, you and other coaches have told me that there are not so obvious wins. I was hospitalized 8 times last year, sure. This year only once before I joined the community, so it's not a coincidence. So you are winning, you are winning, you are getting healthier and fitter. The fact that you haven't been admitted 8 times, 8 times a lot, that's most of the year last year, so there is changes. You are progressing. Once the one's visible wins. Ish, yeah, it's tough. It's tough because we all want to lose weight to look better. Oh, Sanj said, this session actually really helped. I've never been this consistent in my life. Okay, so you're winning. Yes, the weight loss has slowed down, but I still show up every day, which is a win for me. Good. Yes, there are days where I don't want to meet all my targets or eat over my calorie intake, and I hate that. It's not a perfect day, but I really liked what you said, coach. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stop. You just don't stop. Okay, yes, 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 yes. To live sustainably, we can't have perfect days every day. Yeah, nothing's really ever perfect. Your intention for it to be perfect, but it's never really perfect. So the fact that you're showing up for yourself, that's a win in itself. Shout out to you, Sanch. I'm glad that you joined us today, Sanch. Nali said this was definitely the motivation. I need to keep on going. I will not give up on myself. Definitely, Naledi. Definitely, Naledi. And there's all these people who's watching. Could be your friends, family members, social media. You may be their inspiration, so don't give up. Don't give up. So yes, members. Yo, I know there's some members who'll be joining me this Saturday. I know Khonse, we're talking on Instagram. Also, Les will be joining me on Saturday, 29th of November. I'm looking forward to meeting you. And also some old members who have lost weight in the past will be joining us on the 29th of November. For the members who won't be participating in the Soweto Marathon, you will still get your t-shirts, and I'll still encourage you to do your morning walk in your t-shirt. The only thing, I'm still talking to the guy who's creating my t-shirts. You might need to get a slightly bigger size if you really want to be comfortable in your t-shirt. So if you generally wear like a medium, you might need to get a large. So that's some changes that I will update you, but I'm still talking to my t-shirt guy who'll be printing out everything. And then obviously the members who'll be participating on Saturday on the run. Coach, are we really walking? You're not gonna ghost us midway. We are walking. Konzi doesn't believe. Yes, I'm not running. You've never seen me run you've never seen me run within my daily vlogs or my social media posts. I only walk, so we'll be walking together. Let me paste this. Sanj, I've sent the form. Please check the chat. If you cannot see it, I will send it in the group. Okay, there it is. Please fill in that form. Raza says, I took a smaller size t-shirt because I believe I'm going to get to that size. It's my motivation. Okay. No, it's good. It's good. This is a great motivation. Shout out to you, Razia. This Khunsi said, I'm not gonna ghost you midway. Khunsi will be walking the entire journey. Ona says we will participate from wherever we are, coach. Definitely, definitely. It is gonna be a Saturday. So I know there'll still be a session, but Coach Tanek will be doing that session. So I'd encourage you in the morning, excuse me, do your walk with your t-shirt. Bugeka says, Coach and community, my scale is not pleasing. I understand the insulin resistance is playing part, but I'm happy with my centimeters around the waist. Also, energy levels are up. Yeah, definitely with like, there's one member who was also in, I think she's going to be joining the walk, so it's a marathon walk. She's not a current member, she's an old member. She was losing about a kg or less per month, which can be slow, but she was in the community for like a year and she ultimately lost 10 kgs. And how we did it is through the plan, a bit of food adjustments, but we were also working with a doctor, and the doctor was putting on treatment, I think was metformin for the insulin. And even once you add the medication, it doesn't mean the journey is just going to speed up. You will still go through some challenges. So that's the difficult part about going through hormonal changes. That's why I encourage you, take pictures, listen to how you feel. Are you fitter? Clothes, waist measurements, you know, there's multiple forms of progress. When it says, even me, I took a medium t-shirt, the Lulu is the Sululu. Okay, no, it's good. It's good. Um, Kundi says, can't wait to show off my shirts on Victoria Falls. Shout out to you, Kundi. I'll definitely be doing my walk with the t-shirt. Shout out to you, Nontobek. Yeah, so I plan to just make the community so much better and just incentivize the community because I just don't want it to be like, okay, you pay, I coach you for weight loss, then it's done. I just want to add so much value to the community so that you feel like, you know what, this is a real community and there's multiple incentives and I feel the value. Not just see it, but I feel it every day, but it's going to take some time and I appreciate the patience and the support from the members. Before I wrap it up, guys, do you have any questions, any suggestions, anything before we wrap up? We had quite a good session on Wednesday. There was a good idea from one of the members, I think it was Razia, who mentioned that we should do me, the other coaches, Tandek and Godwin, and the members should do like a big group call, like a round table, discussing a topic or just finding ways we can improve the community. So I've ran that to the coaches, and we'll probably find a way, make a way to do that during our sessions. One of the sessions, maybe the Wednesday or the Saturday session. All right, is there any, let me go here. Is there any Q&A? Okay, there's no Q&A. Okay, so yeah, guys, don't forget, please don't forget to fill in the form. If you don't fill in the form, you might get your t-shirt next year. And I want you to get your t-shirt today, not today, but this month, as soon as possible. For those who will participate, I'll see you Saturday. And for those who won't be participating, I'll see you in the community and also see you on social media. Let's do our best, guys. Your emotions are valid. They're not completely bad. They're not completely good. It all comes down to your perspective and your understanding and the journey that you are walking every day. Give yourself some grace. Be empathetic with yourself. It's a journey. It is going to take some time and your body is changing. and we'll never stop changing. We'll continue to change. Understand it's a journey. Keep putting your best foot forward and have the intentions to do your best every day. Even though you may not be getting the best results, but have the intention to do your best every day. Let's have a good weekend. I hope you're organized this weekend.